place. How y'all doing? Welcome to my live. Let's get started with our welcome song. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Jesus is my doctor and he writes out all of my prescription and he gives me all of my medicine in my room. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the blessed place. Welcome to my Monday night musings, where we talk about all things relationships, whether that be marriage, dating, divorce, confidence, relationship with yourself, relationship with your significant other, spouse, children, siblings. This all things love, marriage, relationships, and etc. So tonight, I don't have a specific topic. Tonight, I thought, well, first of all, I've been busy because, Mother's Day weekend. I just enjoyed my Mother's Day weekend with my daughter and then with my own mom. And, uh, and then today, just been busy working. And I thought I was going to have to do the live in the kitchen, y'all, because I was in there cooking some oxtails. Yes, I'm in the kitchen, but I didn't record it because, I got to concentrate. So I was in there concentrating on my meal, so I didn't record it. But I was like, I'm gonna have to start my live in the kitchen. But I got my oxtails all prepared and cooked up and put them in the oven, so they'll be in the oven for the next couple of hours. So I set my timer for 2 hours. So I'm gonna be off this live before my oxtails get ready. Y'all are gonna keep me on this live for 2 hours tonight, like we did the last time. So who's in the room? Hey girl, hey. How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey Denise. Hi Sid. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the blessed place. So I was saying that tonight I didn't have a specific topic. We're going to just do some Q and A's, or if you all come up with a topic. I have some topics on my list, but like I said, I didn't prepare on those topics. Just been busy, but I also too like to. I just love listening to y'all comments and y'all topics, and we start out talking about one thing, and y'all will come up with something, and we'll go to a different direction, and I just absolutely love it. I love the participation, the camaraderie, all of that good stuff up in the blessed place. So I'm hoping that we have a few people to show up and we can get some good participation and let's get some topics going. But in the meantime, y'all know I always got something in the back of my mind, right? So in the meantime, until we start getting some folks come on in here and get some topics going, um, I was just thinking about relationships and just thinking about those deal breakers and just wondering. I got a few questions I want to pose to you guys. So I just want some feedback, or welcome to participate and share what you feel comfortable sharing. So, what do you all feel? What is a deal breaker? Oh, tell my brother I said hello and I love you. I love you long time. What are some deal breakers for you guys? Say things. Okay, Denise said thanks for my advice. Oh, okay. Oh, that's sweet. um, oh, you heard me. Hey, brother, love you, and you're welcome. So, anyways, so what's a deal breaker? What's the deal? See, Denise, Fennell is my brother. Denise, Fennell is Denise and I's brother, and he's right there with Denise. And so he needs to be up on our lives so he can give us some input. We love when the men folks in the room sharing some vital tidbits on the men. So, what are some deal breakers for you all? So now I'll share. Of course, it's a little too late for me because I'm already in the deal and been in the deal for 17 years. But what would be a deal breaker for me if I was dating a guy? You gonna see if you can keep him in there. Okay, okay. We know how that is. We know in any minute now his phone gonna ring or he gonna be busy doing something. So if we hold his attention for 5 good minutes, we're doing good. So what are some deal breakers for you ladies? Small, okay, small young children. That's a deal breaker, Denise. Now, see, now I'm thinking about my niece Janice. My niece Janice, who just recently got married. Her youngest is just completing his first year of college. She has two kids. Her oldest, Ashley, is graduated from college a couple of years ago, and her youngest just went to college, and now she just married a man who has a 1 year old. So Denise, would that have been a deal breaker for you? I mean, all things being that this man was just awesome to you. You, of course, I know. No, not making no kind of comparisons. I know Genesis Blues ain't like yours, but Denise, just asking you, and if anybody else want to chime in. I mean, all things being equal, wherein he just everything you could have wanted, but no. So the answer is no. There ain't no change in your mind. Ain't no. He got all. I mean, he fine. He got good money. You say no ain't good enough. Hell to the no. Okay. 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 Since it's childish acting, yep, that's a deal breaker. Now Denise, that's a tough one for me. I would say, cause now I ain't no baby mamas. I don't think they came out right. I'm not a mama for babies. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. But if it was a man who was really, really, I mean, he had his stuff together. I mean, as far as his baby, ain't no baby mama drama, or she passed away. Like my niece Janice, her husband's baby's mom passed away. But if there was no drama and he was everything I thought I wanted in a husband, and he was a good income and all that, then I would have considered, even with my baby being 33, I think I would consider a 1 year old starting over. I think, but that's easy to say because I know I'm not in that position and probably won't ever be. But no, a deal breaker for me is somebody who is not a giver. A stingy man, a stingy man, that's a deal breaker. And you can tell a lot of these things that are deal breakers, you can tell when you're dating uh, how they are. And a lot of times, oh, hey, Detroit. Detroit's in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I really have thought about this. All jokes aside, I am physically not able to deal with kids like I was when we were minors. Yeah, and I Denise, I get it. I get it, and I totally understand. Uh, um, Aaron, we're talking about deal breakers. We're talking a lot, any subject that we want to talk about when it comes to relationship. But in this particular juncture, we're talking about what are some of your deal breakers. And my sister Denise said small babies, and she said she's just not even physically able. Hi AJ, welcome, welcome. Uh, Oh, when your kids were minors. Yes, Denise, I get it. Yeah. Want to control everything and I have no say. Say that's a deal breaker. Want to control everything and I have no say. Yep, that's a good deal breaker because that's a sign of some things to come. When a man is controlling, that is a sign. So I think one time somebody asked about the red flags, and they were saying, is it a red flag? Or how do you know? How do you know the red flags of like when somebody's gonna be abusive? And because of course, when you're dating, they're not going to be abusive for the most part. A lot of times, they're not going to be abusive. But when they're trying to be controlling, when a man is controlling and talking bad about his baby's mamas or his exes and all of that, or even his own mama, sisters, then that's one of your red flags. So yeah, a man being controlling and you have no say, that's a big red flag. But Denise, I get it when you say you're not physically. I know at this juncture I'm not physically able to be taking care of a baby. But you see, if he's my age, he shouldn't have young children. My eyes would be popped looking at him like, what were you thinking? I know, Verna, but sometimes it happens. Sometimes it happens, especially with guys, because we might not have babies after 50, but some of these older dudes, still popping out babies after 50. But yeah, that's true. Yeah, deal breaker. Like I said, deal breaker for me is a man who's not generous. That's a deal breaker. 100% couch. Denise says 100% couch potato. Yes, and Denise, and I'm not even, outgoing like that and extrovert. But no, I still don't want a man who's just a couch potato. I don't want a man who doesn't want to go anywhere or do anything. I mean, my little outing might be going to the ice cream shop, or going to a a weekend getaway, or or going to a house party, or going to out to dinner. But I still want to go somewhere and do something. I don't want to just be a house, a couch potato. I'm gonna say a house potato, but I know that's a deal breaker for me too, Denise. Now, like I say, I'm not one that I don't need to go a lot or do a lot of things. And what's fun for me might not be the same as what's fun for the next person. What's a fun date to me it might not be the same as what's a fun date to somebody else. But just being a couch potato, no. Uh, or a nagging woman. Oh, tough enough. He better share. He better let us know that a nagging woman. I tell you all, and I told you all before, that the Bible tells us that a man rather be on the rooftop than to be in the house with a nagging woman. Now, and I told y'all, now we're going to think about Florida. Can you imagine being on the rooftop of a house in Florida in the heat, in extreme heat? Or even or in the north, somewhere in the extreme cold, in the rain, in the elements, and a man, now that came from God's word, a man rather be on the rooftop in the 100-degree heat or the 0-degree cold than to be in the house with a nagging woman. Now that just tells it's overstated and extreme, but that's just to let you know that's how badly and how aversely a man feels about a nagging woman. Ask my brother what is nagging, so we can know. Ask him to share with us, and Denise, you can type it in. What is nagging, so us women will know what nagging is, and so that we won't be a nagging woman. I try not to be, but I know Charles probably would say that I probably nag a little bit, but I try not to be because I'm always cognizant of that verse that tells us that a man rather be on the rooftop than to be in the house with a nagging woman. Uh, and all those who might have came in late, my sister Denise, when she says Fennell, that's our brother. She's right there with my brother. He says somebody who complains and nags nonstop. Aaron said ghetto-ness. Ghetto-ness is a deal breaker. Aaron, okay, I know what ghetto is, but what do you consider as a ghetto woman? Um, Sin says, now already I want him to have more than me. If he is able to work and take care of himself, I don't want him to be begging from me all the time, and I can't get $2 for a pop from him never. Exactly, exactly. That's stingy. And if you can't add to me financially, then I don't need you. I might not need you to totally take care of me, but you got to enhance my life. Um, then he says, when you said a man would rather be on the rooftop instead of in the house with a nagging woman, he said, oh, look at God. I will be on the roof in the cold or the hot. Yes, yes, but now God's word said it. He said, and that's how badly. And to me, any woman who has even a modicum of a spiritual life should take heed to that word, and that could change your whole marriage. That could change your whole relationship. Just not being a nagging woman. Let me see. Valiant Thor says marriage would be much more attractive proposition if family law, divorce law, and custody law were equitable. If family law, divorce law, and custody law were much so. It sounds to me like you're saying marriage in anticipation of possibly getting a divorce, Valiant Thor. So are you saying that people would enter into marriage much more readily if divorce law and custody law were more equitable? That sounds like what you're saying, but I'm not sure. You might want to clarify. For them, my brother says accusing a man of things, especially when he has done nothing or not even made you feel like he did something. Very good, very good. I love that. Thank you, brother, for sharing that. Because as women, what I talked about, y'all, Based on other people's experience. Oh, based on other people's experience. Okay, Valiant Thor. We talked about, those of you who've been in my live. We talked about how we kill our relationships. Women, we kill our relationship by being insecure, and men, they kill a relationship by feeling inadequate. And that was one of the things that I talked about, brother, was because of our insecurities, we place that insecurity on our relationship, and we kill the relationship by 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 accusing men of things that they didn't do, accusing them of when they haven't even shown you any type of evidence or feeling that they're out doing something wrong. And just because just because every moment of his time, um, have a blessed night. Thanks for stopping by, Valiant Thor. Um, just because a man is not giving you an account of every minute of his day, you can't be insecure about what he's doing with this time. He got off work, at 4 o'clock. It takes 10 minutes for him to drive home, and lo and behold, if he ain't home by 10 after 4 or 4:15, now he's out doing something wrong. I mean, give the man some time to let him stop by the gas station. Let him ride, let him stop by a friend. Now, if your man don't never want to come home to 8, 9 o'clock at night, 3, 4, 5 hours later, now that's a whole nother video. That's one of them videos, how to read the signs that your relationship has met its demise. Always ready to fight. On the phone, on dates, social media, on dates. Yes, that's a good one, Aaron. Yes, always ready to fight. It's like, I feel like some women, and of course I'm generalizing. I feel like some women, your your relationship is not valid. It's not fun. It's not good enough if it's not drama. If it's not drama filled. If you're not fussing about something. If you're not nagging about something. If you're not accusing about something. If you're not fighting about something. It's if you feel like that, like you equate that to passion. Like your relationship is not passionate enough if we're not arguing, if we're not fussing, if I'm not bringing up a problem of, yeah, drama is exhausting, but some people thrive off of drama. Like a man is, if a like a man is not, he's too boring, or the relationship is too boring. You know, unable to manage money, that's a good one. That's a good deal breaker. Unable to manage money. Now I will say, uh, if you have two people and one person is better and the other person is not, of course, I'm not telling you what your deal breaker should be, but I feel like you can work with that if the person is willing to acknowledge, I'm horrible with money, and hey, you take care of the money. Hey, just give me an allowance. Just give me $50 or $100. So I feel like that's something you can work with if the person is willing to admit that they're bad with money, and they're willing to allow the person who's better to deal with the money. It says major deal breaker, unable to deal with Detroit winners. Oh, oh, Aaron, I get it because you're Detroit, and I'm sure you probably ain't going nowhere. You probably maybe don't plan on moving anywhere. So I do get that when you say, "Hey, I'm from Detroit, raised in Detroit, I ain't leaving Detroit." So if you can't move to Detroit, that's a deal breaker. I get it, but oh no, I couldn't deal with that 14-degree weather. Oh no, minus 14, excuse me, 14 degrees. I can't do drama with anyone. My peace is very important to me. Yes, Verna. Yes, peace is very important, and peace is delightful. But I really truly believe, and I don't know if it's an age thing. I don't know if it's just younger women. I don't know if as we get older in our 40s, especially in our 50s, if peace is much more important and that peace is more of a priority. But sometimes I feel that we equate we equate all this drama with passion. We equate all this drama with fun. We equate all this drama with excitement. And no, peace is passionate. Peace is fun. Peace is excitement. To me. So that's a good deal breaker. Definitely. Like I said, somebody who's and just for me, somebody who's not generous, because I know where my blessings come from. I know how I'm blessed. I know why I'm blessed. I know how we can get blessed. I know I don't want to be that woman who has to hide my giving from my husband. And I know of women like that. I've seen that happen. Probably both women and men, where you have to hide your giving, you have to hide your tithing, you have to hide your generosity because one person is just too tight with the money. You have to hide your purchases, all of that. So that's definitely one deal breaker for me. Another is how you treat people. A lot of times we look at how that person treats us, but you got to pay attention to how that man and woman, how they treat other people, because anybody can pretend for a while and treat you well for a while, but pay attention how they treat other people. oh, oh, Erin said when she reneges in spades. I know that's right. I know that's right. When I used to, well, I still like spades. I still like to play spades. But when I was younger, and I was like, I would be upset if you renege. I didn't get all crazy, crazy, crazy upset. But I'm like, come on now, pay attention, read the board. But now I've been a renege because I can't remember. I can't remember the books like I used to. AJ says I had to grow up in drama, so now I don't allow it in my home. If guests start to get drama, Queen, I send them out. Yes, yes, excellent, AJ. Because sometimes we grow up in drama, and we keep that in our life. We keep that in our life forever, just because we grew up in it. Denise says, I totally agree. A stingy man is a deal breaker. He can be a garbage driver and be extremely generous, or he could be a millionaire and nickel and dime everything. Give me the garbage driver all day long. Exactly. Exactly. Because uh, that's just where your blessings, that's where your blessings come from. And then to be equally yoked when it comes to giving. I know my brother. My brother is very giving. He's very giving with his time. He's very giving with, helping people. He's very giving with taking care of his friends. And if if he had to sneak, just say he gets married to a woman who is insecure, he gets to get married to a woman who doesn't understand giving, then she gonna be that nagging woman that he gonna want to be on the rooftop because she doesn't understand giving. She doesn't understand giving of your time and effort to friends. She doesn't understand giving of your help, being a help to others, and then accusing you of doing something wrong just because you're helping others. It's like you have to be secure in ourselves. Until if you can't trust the person, you don't need to be with the person. But if you're gonna be with the person, you gotta place that trust, in that person, and that person should be earning your trust. Also, that person should be maintaining your trust, and there should be transparency and communication and all that. But if it gets to the point where you can't trust them, it's time to have a good conversation or some counseling or release each other. Because that's a miserable, miserable situation to be in, to not to trust each other, and and to and to be nagging and insecure about where they are and what they're doing, because generosity is not just always about money either. Sometimes people are, like I said, my brother, he's very generous with his time, very generous with helping. He's there for his friends. So a woman has to understand that. I had to understand my husband. He's he's go he's gonna be there for anything you need, anything he can be there for to help you out. He's gonna be there, and there can be times we done made plans, and he done changed the plans because he got to go do something, for someone else. And it's a little less like that now that he's not pastoring, but especially when he was pastoring. But I had to be secure in myself and secure in our marriage. Aaron says, I wouldn't want to date a woman who doesn't know about Black history or loving being Black, doesn't love being Black. Yes, and Aaron, I heard you say that a few times, and I love that because I haven't heard a lot of people, refer to that as a deal breaker, and I just, I love that, and also it. even when you said that, even when I heard you say that a few times, and it even made me want to go study even more about, Black history. Of course, I know some, I know what they teach you, but to really know Black history, you have to really delve into it because just your common books not going to tell you about Black history. Um, Denise Dealbreaker, a man who is not a believer. We don't have to agree on everything. We don't even have to worship at the same place or the same way. But he cannot be an atheist or agnostic. He must respect my Jesus. Yes. Yep. Yep. I definitely get that. And like I said, and to each his or her own, because some women say we don't have to, as long as he respect my Jesus, he don't stop me from going to church. And then some women prefer the man to worship with them, and it's like, and it depends on preferences. But like you say, but to be a believer and an atheist, uh, that's definitely an unequal yoke that you would have to deal with some issues when it comes to that. Uh, Anybody else? Any other? Yeah. He must be a believer and respect my relationship with Christ. Yes. Yeah. Deal breaker. If she beats, if she beats me in basketball, Aaron. That's a crazy one now. I should be judging your deal breakers. So what if she beat you in basketball? What does that mean? She's too masculine, or she didn't let you win, or what does that mean if she beat you in basketball? Aaron, you say you like the thick chicks, and if she thick chick, she probably ain't gonna beat you in basketball. So you probably don't have nothing to worry about there. Because Aaron said he like a little meat on the bones. When we start getting a little meat on the bones, we ain't as quick out there on the court as we used to be. Okay, so let me pose a question to you all. So, if you were married, okay, well, okay, if you met someone and they were divorced or widowed, they were divorced or widowed. You met someone, you're single, you meet someone, they're recent divorced or widowed. How much time do you think needs to go by before you feel comfortable dating that person who's recently divorced or widowed? And how much time do you think needs to go by before you consider marriage? So let's talk, let's ask that. Let's talk about that. While you all come up with your answers, I'll tell you what I think. I feel that after a divorce, and I think divorce and widow are like two separate things, even though I've heard they both feel like a death. But I would say that it depends on that divorced person or the person who is the widow. Um, if they have healed from it. Now, when I say healed, it doesn't mean you don't still have a love for your spouse, whether it was divorce or they passed away. And to me, when you love a person, whether you divorced or they passed away, love don't just end with with the signing of a divorce papers. I don't care how much hurt was involved in that, but love don't just end like that. Or if someone passed away, love don't just end like that. But is that person healed enough and made whole enough that they can move on to a new relationship where you're not a rebound. They're not trying to make you be that person. And I think that's to me that's a sign when you know that person is not ready, when they're expecting you to be their spouse, when they're expecting you and when they're expecting you to make them whole. I think that I think healing come in different stages, and I just think that there's not a really particular time. Like I said, now me, what I would feel comfortable with if you're putting a number or a time on it, I feel comfortable with a year. A year after someone has been divorced or a year after someone has been widowed, I feel comfortable with a year. But that's just me putting a time on it. I just think it's about that person being healed and being made whole. So let me see what y'all saying. Um, so it depends. Okay, it depends. Many you can tell if they're ready or just looking for a rebound. Yes, AJ, that's what I agree. And I was saying that before I even read your comment. Just making sure, paying attention to those flags, red flags. As a matter of fact, I think I probably do a video, maybe do a video on that, on red flags about if you're just a rebound or not. And that's the difference. Just making sure you're not a rebound. So that depends on how long it takes for them to get over the divorce and the death. Exactly, exactly what I'm saying, Aaron, and I agree with that. Denise says again, I just feel if he doesn't believe, this is okay. Denise is going back to what we're talking about the spirituality. Again, I feel that if he doesn't believe there is a God, then he may make snide or insensitive comments about my relationship. I don't want to feel like I have to constantly defend my religious beliefs. Exactly, Denise. Especially in my own home or in my personal space. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Um, but yes, I agree with you all, AJ and Aaron, that it depends on that person if you're just a rebound or has that person been healed to a degree that of that hole that's in their heart. Um, but I just feel like without a divorce or a death, that love is still going to be there. And can you accept that as the new person, as the new person that's dating this person, or the new person that's coming into a relationship with this person, or coming into a marriage with this person? Can you um, can you deal with that? That there's still that love there for that spouse in their heart. That there's still maybe some attachment. There's still maybe some attachments to their things, maybe attachment to the house that they live, the attachment to their children, or the children that they brought together, or there. It's just it's. I think you just have to be really, really pay attention, to that. But I know that happens, especially over the last few years of how people have been passing away. Um, you got people who are still in their 40s and 50s and 60s who want a marriage, want to remarry. And so that's something that is a real relevant topic. How long do I wait after someone's been divorced or or widowed? How long do I wait to enter into this relationship? I don't know if everybody, Denise, I don't know if Denise shared her thoughts on that. If everybody shared their thoughts. Fennell says it depends on the person, death or spouse or divorce. He says some women are ready because they have already been married and it is just a natural to be in love and in a relationship. Very good point. Very good point. Also, too, um, it's like maybe kind of sad to say, but I think that some people, they were in a marriage and love their spouse, but they might not have been no longer in love with their spouse. So they might have fell out of love. The love was gone years ago. They were just in a partnership, and of course, and after the spouse passed away or the divorce, um, of course they loved and they were used to the companionship, but the love was gone many many years ago. For some people. So that's another thing that makes it a little easier for them to get into another relationship because they might have been there out of responsibility. They might have been out there because they cared for the person. Hi, Sam. They might have been there for whatever reason, but they weren't in love. So sometimes that's a reason too. Uh, AJ says if they're too attached to their past relationships, then there isn't room for a new one. It's one thing to learn from the past, another to live in it. Yes, exactly, AJ. Excellent. But if he had to put a time frame, 6 months to a year. Okay, yep, 6 months to a year. That's what I said, Denise. I said a year, but I'm 6 months to a year. I would say maybe I would feel more comfortable uh, a year. I would feel more comfortable with a year. But yeah, I get that 6 months to a year, especially like I say, in some relationships, the love is there. They care for each other because they've been together for many years, but they weren't really in love. In a lot of relationships. So that makes it a little easier to move on into another relationship. So, I think I can hear my headset telling me charge me. So I gotta remember to charge this thing. So it might go out a little bit. Y'all tell me. Somebody let me know if you can't hear me. And eventually, if you can't hear me, you just see my mouth moving. Then I'll take off this headset. Um, so we talked about deal breakers. Uh, and we talked about how long would you wait in a relationship. So another relationship question that I have, I'm trying to think. I had another. He says some women, seasoned women, are just naturally ready to be in a marriage with a man. Yep, yep, exactly. Because we know what we want. A seasoned women. We know what we want. We know what being in a relationship is like. We know we. Hi, Andrea. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us. That's okay. We're just talking about, of course, love, marriage, relationship, throwing out some questions and some answers. Uh, so, yeah, Fennell, because as we get older, we know what we want. We know we don't want to be out there with all these different men. We know we don't want to be in these streets. We know that what we want. Yes, yeah, we like you say, we done with the games. We know we can appreciate relationships. We can appreciate intimacy. We know what we want when it comes to having an intimate partner. We know things we want to do, things we want to go. We know we don't have the little children to raise anymore. Um, so yeah, it's like the seasoned women. We're ready. We're ready for a real intimate partnership and that's a lot of times too. We're looking for is that partnership. Yes, we want relationship, but as we get a little older, we understand partnership. More so. Um, let me see another question, relationship question. Uh, so, what is it you want most? He said, "No cookies, no cookies without the ring." So, is he saying? Is our brother saying don't give up the cookies without the ring? What is our brother saying? Is he saying don't get? Is he telling us ladies don't give up the cookies without the ring, or what? So, what do you want most in a relationship? Ask my brother what does he want most in a relationship. And I'm asking you all, what do you want most in a relationship? I'm gonna say marriage. I'm gonna say what do you want most in a marriage? Um, I know for me, like I say, I just like to answer these questions too. Hi, Red. Long time no see. Welcome, my man. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for joining my live. Yes, he says some women will not have a physical relationship without a ring. Ask him what does he think about that because we know some of you all have heard the guy said Kevin Samuels. I think that's his name, Kevin Samuels. Um, welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, Kevin Samuels recently passed away, and he's was like this YouTube relationship guru, and I never really heard any of his videos. I think I heard maybe one or two, and I heard how harsh they were, so I just wasn't interested. But I know of him, and he and one video that I heard posthumously after he passed away was he was saying how at women after 35 y'all trying to close up shop, not give up the goodies, and you ain't gonna get no man like that, not giving up the goodies, not giving up the cookies. So my question is not about Kevin Samuels, but it just made me think about it when my brother said about the cookies. So what do y'all, okay, I asked one question, but let me go to this question. What do y'all think about that? Is it going to be difficult for women to get a man, especially a woman, say after 30, 35 years old, to get a man if she don't give up the cookies? Is it going to be difficult? I will, while y'all answer that, I will say that I think it's very true that it's going to be difficult. I just don't think it's impossible. Because I was not giving up the cookies and I was celibate for 13 years. And all the different relationships that I started out talking to a guy and telling him, I was eventually told him, I wasn't gonna be giving up the cookies, and they said that was good, that was awesome, that was admirable, that's the kind of woman they're looking for. And then when they found out that I really wasn't gonna give up the cookies, they were gone. So I do agree that it's very, very difficult. I just don't agree that it's impossible. I don't agree that you have to give up the cookies to get a husband or to get a man. But I do agree that it's going to be very difficult, and if that's what you decide to do, you got to stay the course because a lot of these men ain't sticking around. Especially like Kevin Samuel was saying, especially these 40-year-old men, 50-year-old men, they ain't sticking around when you ain't giving up the cookies. But I say don't give it up. but but I wonder what y'all say. He says that some women will not have a physical relationship. Okay. Um, Fidel said what time limit? It's not right, Brian. I said it's not impossible. It's not impossible. Fennell said, "What time limit?" Is Fennell saying that we got to put a time? Like, what if we date for 2 years? Fennell, what if we date for 2 years before we get married? Okay, I'm a 50-year-old woman, and I want a husband, and I meet this guy, and we dating for a year and a half, and I don't give up the cookies. So you gotta wait. Okay, for now you gotta wait a year and a half. Since you need a time, you gotta wait a year and a half. So is he gonna wait? Um, Vernon says it's not impossible. Aaron says not really. A man will take care of anything he works to get. Cookies given too soon tend to spoil the dinner that comes later. Love it, love it, love it, Aaron. I love the way you put things. How long you gotta wait? It says I agree. Do not give it up. Exactly. So how many times? Um, oh, I don't know what this person said. How many times you been in jail? I don't know. Ruling for he says 2 years. He's gone. Okay, for now, if you met the woman that you want, the woman of your dreams, the woman that you say, this woman right here, I'm gonna marry her. How long would you wait? How long would you honestly wait if she was not giving up the cookies? How long would you wait? And y'all, if those who don't know who came in late, when I say Fennell, I'm talking to my brother. He's with Denise. He's our brother, but he's sitting. He's not actually on YouTube on his phone, but he's sitting with Denise. He said, "No cookies, no milk." Something else. How long would you wait? I just want to know. But yes, I do. But when you do though, when you as a woman, when you woman or man, well, hey, whether you're a woman or man, and but a woman will wait. If a man says that he doesn't want to have sex before marriage, a woman finds that so admirable and she will wait for the most part. Most women will wait, but the opposite, I will tell you that most men not waiting. Most men. I'm not saying all. God's got a few men who will wait, but most men are not waiting. He said he can do a year, but may do his thing on the side. No, brother, not doing your thing on the side. This is the woman of your dreams. This is the woman that you're gonna marry. This is the woman that you forsaken all others. Okay, he says his thing is self care. Oh, okay. Oops. So my brother says he can do a year. He says I can wait quite a while. I'm worth the wait. Okay, I love that, Aaron. I love to know that there are men that will wait. And my brother says maybe a year. I think men and women will give in because of fear of losing the man. Yep. However, after he gets the cookies, he can still choose to dismiss you. Exactly. If he doesn't wait, he's not worth my time. Yep. His solo thing. Okay, okay, all righty. Okay, he can do his solo thing. All right. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Especially if you're waiting. Okay. So my brother Aaron says that he can wait a long time, which is worth it. My brother said he can do about a year. That's real good now. That's real good, brother. That you can do that you can wait a year. And so yes, you are worth the wait. If you truly love someone, you can wait until you get married. Trust God and do it his way. Andrea, I agree 100%. And that is my encouragement to you ladies. I always tell y'all, I ain't in y'all bedroom, y'all grown, I ain't trying to tell nobody what to do. But I do. Y'all know this is the blessed place. So y'all know I'm gonna uphold what thus says the Lord. And um, and I say, wait, I say. Uh, and says he wants y'all to know, he says, no other woman, self care. Yes, I get it. I get it. My brother is saying that he can wait up to a year for a woman who he believes is the one, and not mess around with other women. He just take care of himself. I got it. Sam says, I would advise my children to wait until they're married. My husband and I did not wait, and we both regret it. Physical attraction was a distraction from more important things. Yes, I think it's best to keep sex out of it. You truly get to know if he really into you for you and not your body. Yep. And also when we're mature and know what we want and don't want, it doesn't have to be a long engagement. Exactly. And y'all know, full transparency and disclosure, y'all already know, those who watch me long enough to know that I always try my best not to be hypocritical up in here. That my husband and I did not wait. We should have, but he came out after 15 years. Came out of the prison system for 15 years, and I went and picked him up, and I was driving him from from the prison to the halfway house. He had to go spend a few months in the halfway house, and we stopped at the little microtail inn. Telling y'all all my business, but like I say, full disclosure, I like to be honest. Stopped at the microtail inn and got it in. But do I wish I had waited? I wish I had waited. But we got married like a month or 3 months after that. But we both were like, you wrong, I'm wrong, we wrong. We better go ahead on and get married. So I know it's easier said than done. It's easier to say wait, but then the word said don't have no confidence in the flesh. You can't be all up in doing intimate stuff and think you gonna have confidence in the flesh. Uh, let me see. He says if he feels that she is okay, let me go back up. Let me see. So he says, this is my sister Denise said it. My brother says if he feels that she is his wife, it will not be a year because he will treat her so well and marry her right away. I love that. Yes. Yeah, and that's a whole nother subject right there. A man that think you the one, he's not stringing you along for a whole year and a half, 2 years. Red says wait, but she ain't going to stay at a fiance status for so long. Win-win for both of us. I know that's right, Red. That's the same thing my brother was just saying. My brother said he ain't gonna have to wait a year and a half, because he gonna wife her up real soon. You make him wait, and he may give you a ring sooner. I know that's right, AJ. Verna says, what tends to happen? The man will wait for you to give it up, but most of the time they have someone on the side who giving up the cookies. Yep. Men, is this a relevant statement? So my cousin is asking. She says, and she's I'm reading Aaron. Yes, Aaron. Shame face emoji. Yes, got it in. But it should not have. But okay, Verna says this is Verna's statement, and she's asking you men, is this a relevant statement? She said what tends to happen is the man will wait for you to give it up, but most of the time they have someone on the side who is giving up the cookie. Men, is that a relevant statement? So she's asking that. Aaron, yes. Shame face emoji. We got it in, and I should not have. We should not have. Yes, at the micro tail end. If we were gonna get it in, I should have had at least had me at the double tree somewhere, or the Radisson, or the something. We had the micro tail. um, Red said, absolutely, Denise. This says, I got a discussion question for you. Okay, go ahead with it, Sam. That discussion question. Andrea said, that's right, AJ. And Denise is exactly Red. Yes. Good stuff, good stuff. But yeah, um, don't have any confidence. If ladies, those, especially those of you who are wanting to hold out, don't have no confidence in the flesh. Don't be in places you shouldn't be, doing things you shouldn't be doing the touchy feely, thinking you're only gonna go so far. Um, so don't. I know the men aren't responding. We're waiting on. I was just talking while the men respond, but let me read it again, Vernon. So, okay, men, we talking to y'all. It says, Vernon says, what tends to happen, the man will wait for you to give it up, but most of the time they have someone on the side who is giving up the cookie. Men, is this a relevant statement? So we're waiting on the men to respond. Um, and Verna, to your point, while the men are responding, I think a lot of times that is what happens when you have, say, a Christian woman who's made a stand, and I think a lot of times the men are on the men got somebody that they're getting it from on the side, but I don't think not always, because I feel like God has his men who are also waiting. I really truly believe that. Now, what percentage of men that is, I don't know, but I truly believe that there are men of God who are waiting. Said up and down my news feed today, a lot of women were upset at their spouse's lack of attention towards showing appreciation on Mother's Day. Many expressed that they were clear about what they wanted on that day, but still nothing from their partners. So my question. Oh wait. How should this situation be approached? Let's say holidays are important to her, but he looks at holidays as marketing schemes. Anybody who want to address Sam's question about women being upset and disappointed about their, I guess, lack of thoughtfulness from their partner. Sam, this is really my thought, is that it's Mother's Day, and they are not their spouse's mother. Now, this is two part. If you have children, if you have children, underage children, that husband or father should be teaching their sons how to love their moms. Regardless of how you may feel about that woman, they should be teaching their sons how to love their mom and how to show appreciation for the mom, even if all your mama did was bring you into this world. But if your children, but if your children are adults, it's like you're, you're not. It's Mother's Day, and they're not your mom. So, um, anybody, any questions on that? And I just think, but also too, I think that a lot of times we as women we get upset. We assume like the day is special to us, and we assume that it should be special, and we don't verbalize it. So we need to make sure that we're verbalizing what's important to us too, and what the expectation is. Um, let's see. Alex says, my boyfriend isn't very adventurous because he's too nervous to switch things up. Do you have any advice on how to change this? Uh, Hold on, let me see. Verna, that depends on the man. A man who won't wait, and he will have someone on the side. But there are those of us who will wait, and when the time is right, the sex tends to be better. So yeah, Aaron answered that. Verna, that was Aaron's answer. Yeah. My boyfriend spent $50 on my engagement ring. I know what y'all on about. I said no, didn't break up. I'm not sure what Joe is saying, but if your boyfriend spent only $50 on an engagement ring, he might not be ready. He's not ready to take care of a wife. Um, Let me see. Carrie says, "Or wait until the guy gets older, and perhaps they won't beg for it." Wait until the guy is 50 plus, and perhaps they won't beg for it if they can't perform. Maybe they can put more attention on the relationship. I don't know if that's the answer, unless you just don't really like sex. Now, hey, if you don't like sex, and you don't really care to have sex, you have some people who are asexual. I think that's the word, asexual, that they don't care for sex. And so, unless you just don't care for sex, then okay, that might be the answer. But if you if you want sex to be a vital part of your relationship, that might not be the answer, Carrie. My wife is very grateful when I buy her gifts. Like she doesn't seem to appreciate. Let's see, my wife is very. Oh, I mean, it's ungrateful when I buy her gifts. Like she doesn't seem to appreciate them. It upsets me, and I don't know how to approach it. Alex, Now, let's unpack that because everybody, I don't know if everybody heard me, but Alex says that his wife is very ungrateful um, or when he buys her gifts and she doesn't seem to appreciate it in a sense. Okay, a lot of times, and I know I've seen this in relationships and in marriage, is that a man doesn't know how to love his wife, therefore, but he knows how to give gifts. And so he'll give her gifts. And sometimes she is unappreciative of those gifts because she's frustrated. She's mad and frustrated that that's the only way you know how to show love. And that's not her love language. Buying gifts is not her love language. And so it might be about finding out what is her love language. I wouldn't say it's might be. No, it's not might. It's it's finding out what her love language is and what makes her happy. And it might not be the gifts. Gifts could be the last thing on her as her love language. So you might either you're not listening and giving the wrong gifts. And that's very possible because sometimes we've thrown some good hints, or sometimes we've told you straight out what we want. I like Pandora. I like this kind of thing or that kind of thing, and then you go buy something totally different, and it's like, I don't even wear that. I don't even like that. I don't even appreciate that. So a lot of times it could be different things. It could be either you're totally not listening. Denise, exactly, Denise. What you're saying is exactly what I'm saying. Says D. Also, some men will buy things that totally aren't the gifts that we want, and that is so true. It's like I said, it's a couple. It could be one of two or three or a lot of different things. But to me, the primary thing is not listening and not paying attention. But it could be Alex. She's distant because you're not speaking her language. That very well could be you're not speaking her language. She also could be distant because I don't know if you've ever hurt her before, hurt her in the past, and if that's unresolved. Sometimes it's like men want to give gifts as like a patch for something that they've done wrong. And sometimes we're like, we don't need a patch. I need you to sincerely apologize. I need you to feel my pain. I need you to understand I'm hurting. And I need you to acknowledge. Wait, hold up. Okay, let me see. My my headset went off. So somebody please give me a thumbs up if you could hear me. Example, do not buy cologne for me. Do not buy, exactly, Denise, exactly. Don't buy flowers for me. So if Alex, okay, thank you, Alex. So say for instance, if for Mother's Day my husband got me some flowers, and then for my birthday he got me an outfit that I don't like and can't wear, and then for Valentine's Day he bought me a steak dinner. Well, I'm gonna eventually, that first gift or two, I might be like, "Oh, thank you, baby. Oh, thank you, baby." But then after a while, I'm gonna be frustrated, and because I don't like steak. I don't want you buying me clothes because I have to fit my own clothes and I know my style. I don't like flowers, just like Denise, my sister Denise says she doesn't like flowers. I don't like flowers, so it could be that. It could be that you're not paying attention to things that she really wants. You're not listening when she probably tells you what she really wants, or either you've hurt her, and instead of saying I'm sorry, you're sometimes I don't know some or you instead of what she really wants, she's not getting what she really needs. Yes, right. And those are just examples that I'm saying because women like different things, but she might feel like you're not paying attention to what does she really like. And what you could do is sometimes men miss the clues, and sometimes so you could just say, hey, give me a list, 10 things. Give me a list of 10 things that you. If I were to buy you a gift, give me a list of 10 things that you would want, and work with that list. Start checking off that list. Valentine's, okay, check off one or two things. Birthday, Christmas, whatever, check off that list. If you literally can't figure it out, let her literally write it down. But it's also paying attention to when she talks about it. But very good question. I appreciate you sharing that with us. But I will say, Alex, if there's any hurt in a relationship, if you've hurt her, if you've made a mistake, sometimes that's what we're just waiting on. We're just waiting on a sincere, I'm sorry I did that. I'm sorry I hurt you. Please forgive me. I won't let that happen again. And sometimes, agree, and don't patch. Yes, Denise, very good at advice. Um, oh, I love that. See, Verna said, ask her to write a list of things that she would like. I love it that we. I love when you all give comments and advice in the comments, and usually I come right behind y'all and say a lot of the same things. I'm grateful that I'm catching up, you guys. I feel fathers of minors should step up and make Mother's Day special. Yes, when children become adults, the father is done. I don't feel fathers of adult children should be held responsible for gifts. Gifts. I agree with that wholeheartedly, Denise. I do. And I think the fathers are failing their children, fathers of minors are failing their children when they don't teach their sons or the children don't teach their children about appreciating their moms. And like I said, and it's regardless of how you may feel about the mom, whether y'all together, not together. I think you're failing your children when you don't teach them to appreciate their mom, regardless of whatever her shortcomings are. Um, I was just joking over here. I shouldn't say, Alex. What does really want your time? Good question. A good question, Aaron. He says, "What does she really want?" Because that's another thing is that sometimes like I say, men give gifts as a patch, as a consolation prize, or a consolation gift. And she might want your time. She might want your attention. And I know some guys think so big. Some guys think I want to buy you a stove, and we're thinking I just want a picnic in the park. I just want your time to picnic in the park. A man may think I want to buy you a car. A woman say I just want a car ride on a Sunday, a car ride to the beach. It's like sometimes men think so big, and we just want the simple things that show that you care and that you're thinking about us, and that there's some intimacy. The, Also, some men will buy things that totally aren't gifts we want, especially. I mean, exactly. I don't want to see it. It says, I don't know. She seems quite distant. She is Scottish, to be fair. I struggle to understand. Ask her to write it down. Yes. Example, we do not. Yep. I agree. Don't patch. I'm sorry. Yes. Say I'm sorry. True. Sometimes women feel gifts are bartering gifts. Yes. Yes, Verna. Exactly. Exactly. And to me, a lot of times, sometimes I think men don't know how to articulate their feelings sometimes, and so they do it with a gift, and sometimes it just frustrates us. We don't want it done with a gift. We want some conversation. We want some contrition. We want some heartfelt I'm sorry. We want some conversation. We want some intimacy. I said, but I understand. There, this was eye opening. Oh, I'm glad we were able to help, Alex. Please stay in touch. Please continue to visit our lives when you can, and let us know. Put these things into action and let us know. I will give a personal situation. My ex-husband and I were married 17 years, together 20 years. This man bought me flowers all the time. He cheated multiple times, but never stopped buying flowers. Excellent example, Denise. Excellent example. Always, showering you with flowers and other gifts and all kinds of things. But hey, you would rather not have those flowers and rather have a man who was faithful. Because I'll buy her a bunch of flowers with an apology card. Jokes. Sincerely apologize along with change in behavior that upset her, if there are any. Yes, Verna, I love when you say change in behavior, because just sometimes we're over the apologies too. It's like, okay, okay, I hear you. I'm sorry, but what about the change? Oops, hold on, I keep. But what about the change in behavior also? It says, to this day, I cringe when a man buys me flowers. I always end up giving them to my mom. I don't want them. I know the flowers are not the issue, but they're representing cheating to me. Oh, that wow, Denise. I don't think I even knew that, Denise. I knew you didn't like flowers, but I thought you didn't like flowers for the same reason I don't like flowers. I just don't like them. I just don't like flowers. And so I didn't realize that it was that relationship, that flowers what what flowers represented for you. I didn't know that until just then. I love those. Yeah. Ooh, Alex. Out to my Alex. What? Why was I going to call you Alex? Oh, because Alex's name is right behind. Oh, thanks for subscribing, Alex. But Aaron, yeah. Oh, I love me a good car ride. I mean, I just get in the car with my husband. We would literally ride up to the gas station. He'd be like, "You want to ride?" Yeah, and do. Yes, I want to ride up to the 7-Eleven. Yep, I want to. The other day, Saturday, my daughter and I, Derica, were out and about for Mother's Day, and we've had a good old time. Went to brunch. We went to a game room. We just had a good old time. Then my husband called me and say, "Oh, I'm going down South Florida to pick up my brother. You want to ride?" Which is like a 3-hour ride. I was like, "Yes, I sure do." He said, "I sure do." So I got in the car and rode 3 hours to pick up my brother-in-law and 3 hours back. I love a good ride. So Denise, do you think you are punishing the next guy? Do you think you could get over the trauma and allow a genuine hearted man to show his love through flowers? Aaron, great question. I would love for a man to buy me flowers. Oh, Miss A say I would love a man to buy me flowers. And yeah, it is just all about, what you like. Different women like different things, and what speaks love to us um, it's different. And that's why it's important to know what speaks love to you. What to you brings joy to your heart? Flowers. Flowers are beautiful. When I see them on the picture, it's like, oh, like I saw Aaron's Aaron, were they tulips? I saw your tulips when I was like, oh, they're so pretty. So I can appreciate them from afar. I can appreciate them on the computer. I mean, on pictures. But I don't like flowers. But it's good to know what you like and what brings joy to you. Now, Denise might be preparing her answer for Aaron, but Aaron, I think to me it's important. You raise a very good question, a very good point, but I think it's important for a man to show his genuine, heartfelt love to a woman by what shows love to her, what speaks love to her. Like you may like flowers, and she may not like flowers because of what it represents to her, and then you may want to force flowers on her, and I don't think that I don't necessarily think that that would be bringing the past hurts into the relationship. Well, it depends. Like I say, if if that's what flowers represent to you, then it might be. But if you just don't like them, like I don't, I just don't like them. But very good question. Let me see what Denise says. Wow, Denise, mine is watches. Past trauma. I love watches, but now they remind me of the past. We are all still healing. Yes, Verna, we're all still healing. Healing. Verna, can you? I don't know if it's too personal, but can you explain what is it about watches? That kind of the trauma of it that reminds you of the past, and that's only if you feel like sharing. But I just think that was very, very interesting. Um, Aaron said he loved planting flowers. I have asked myself this very same question. I don't think I will want them. I will say that I would prefer another type of showing of his love. A note, a picnic, a pack of gum. I like simple gifts. I want something that I want, not what he wants. Yes, Denise, that's what I was just saying. I was just saying that although, say, we're just saying for this in this example, Aaron loved flowers. I saw his beautiful tulips on Facebook. But if that doesn't speak love to me, don't try to change my opinion or force a flower on me or make me feel bad because I don't like flowers or make me feel like I'm punishing you. I'm not punishing you, but that is just something that came with me that I can't change, and and maybe I'm not even trying to change. I don't. That's not something I want to change. I just don't like flowers. So I don't know. Very good question. Very good point. But I definitely agree with Denise wholeheartedly that I want something that I want that speaks love to me. A note, a picnic, a thoughtful date night. Things like that. Oh, I have a question. Um, Everybody can participate, but it's especially for the men. Um, what is it that we can do to make you all feel more comfortable in choosing in taking the lead on a good date night? Does that make sense? It's like I think most of the women would agree with me that it's hard to get a man to come up with a good date night. Like they're real reticent about is they're real passive about a date night, real reticent about. And I'm like, are we doing something to make y'all feel uncomfortable? Do y'all think that we want to prove? Do you think the date is not good enough? Do you? It's like, why y'all won't just take the lead on a good date night? So that's just a question. Exactly. That goes back to the original question statement that Alex made. Give a gift that he wants, not the gift giver wants. Awesome. Yes, exactly. So Alex, I hope that that resonated with you. Two things. Pay attention to your wife as far as what does she want. What is she saying she want? What is she saying that she want? Have her write it down. And also too, if there is some issues, heart issues, take care of her heart, because that might be why she's distant, because she might be putting up that wall because her heart is broken, or her heart is hurting, or her heart is needs mending, and you might need to take care of her heart rather than trying to buy a gift. Um, Aaron says, once I dated a girl who did not like flowers, but I didn't know it, and she was rude about it. So I bought her 2 dozen roses so she could so she could break it off. It worked. Aaron, you're crazy. No, but you should. We shouldn't be rude about it. We shouldn't be rude. We should just let them know gently. So the person who continued bad behavior towards me would buy me watches as okay. I was so upset one day. I took a hammer and oh, okay. I get it. I understand. So yes, I could see how that would resonate, with you when you see, like you say, you get a watch as a gift, and how that can remind you of that. Thanks for sharing. I was wondering how that related. Isn't it amazing how things in our relationship and things that in our past or things that have happened can stick with us and can be a vital part of our relationships? Now, uh, yeah, that's amazing. How that relates and how that triggers. Yeah, I definitely get it. I get it too, Denise. Uh, Trauma. Yeah, yeah. No to men, but by Verna Flowers and Denise watches. Yes, Aaron is so funny. Yes, don't buy Denise no flowers and don't buy Verna no watches. Flip it. Oh, oh my! I have so much fun with you guys that I cannot believe that it's over an hour. So y'all, any more questions, topics, or anything? I don't even want flowers at my funeral. No, I know Denise, me neither. I mean, Charles already got my instructions. Y'all let me know when I die. Let me know if Charles don't follow my instructions, cause y'all know I'm gonna be lurking. So y'all let me know. Hi, Krista. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Good to see you. We just been kicking it, just talking about marriage, relationships, just Q&As, all kinds of good stuff. But I know maybe you get to watch the replay, but just kind of a free flow that we're talking in here. So if you have any relationship topic or question or anything like that, throw it out there. We just throwing out some questions, throwing out some topics, and everybody just chiming in. But I was just saying how I just have such a good time with you all that it's amazing how time just flies. Oh, you were cooking and listening. Oh, okay, okay, yeah. I was Oh, date night, date night. Did the men ever answer, Denise? I was waiting on any of the men to answer. Uh, First of all, women, do you all find that? Do you all find that it's hard to get a man to come up with take the initiative in date night? And that's in dating and marriage. It's hard to get a man to come up with and I'm thinking, do we make it tough for them? Are they reticent about doing it because they're worried if they're doing it right? Are they worried about if we're not gonna like it? And then again, maybe the men that's in here, um, they maybe they do take the initiative on on date nights and all of that. So I don't know, but I found that. Oh, that's good. Okay, okay, so that's good. Aaron, in your experience, when you have a plan for a date night, in your experience, have you found women to be accommodating? Have you found women to be rude about it? Have you found? Let me tell y'all. While Aaron answers that, let me tell y'all real quick, and this is a little nugget for the ladies. Charles was telling me that one of his coworkers was telling him, his coworker, I can't remember, he's like, I was trying to catch his accent, maybe Jamaican or something. He's like, Pastor Charles, let me tell you about this woman that I was gonna go on a date with. He said, I met this woman. Tell her I'd like to take you on a date. And I text her and I say, okay, Friday night, 8 o'clock, I'll pick you up. We're going on a date. Pastor Charles, she texts me back the name of the place where she wants to go, that she made reservations. And he said, I went online and looked. He said, I told her, you must think I have deep pockets. No, thank you. We will not be seeing each other. He said, she picked this five-star expensive restaurant. He said, but Pastor Charles, it wasn't so much about the money, but I asked her out. I told her that I had plans. I told her I would pick her up at 8 o'clock. She comes tell me she already know where she wants to go and she made reservations. I said, Lord, I told Charles at me, I was laughing. I said, Lord, women. I said, Lord, these women. We run away the first date before we even get it. Let me see. Let me see. I have always had a plan on a date. I don't mind planning. I am a consummate planner. But I think it is super sexy for a man to plan a date. He could take me to the Wawa or the 7-Eleven if he plans it. Yes, yes. I like simple, fun dates. Exactly, Verna. Uh, Aaron says they always appreciated me mapping out the date. Usually it goes as planned. Very rarely does the date change course. Okay, all right, good. I was just wondering if women appreciated that. Yes, Denise said a little simple yet fun. Okay, I was wondering, Aaron, if you had any experience, with women, kind of like the experience that I just shared, where, yeah, ladies, don't do that. If a man wants to take you out, don't go make the plans. I mean, unless he asks you to make the plans. But if he asks you out on a date, and if he don't take you nowhere but Wendy's and Burger King, now you might not see him a second time. Just depends on how the date go. But don't go plan the date. If he asks you out, let him take you out. Don't go plan the date like this woman did. And he canceled. He's like, Pastor Charles, I could tell that she's not the kind of woman that I want to date. He said, so I cut that off before we even had the first date. So, like, note to the ladies, don't do that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, anything else we want to talk about before I go? Crystal, speaking of cooking, I was telling them that I was in there cooking my oxtails, and I put them in the oven, and they've been in the oven now about an hour. Well, cause I when I cook my oxtails, yeah, like I'm a cook, like I know what I'm doing. But anyways, I like fry them or braise them on the stove first in some oil, and then I put them in the oven. So I put them in the oven, and they've been in the oven about an hour and something now. So I put them in there. They'll probably be enough for about 2.5, maybe 3 hours. Uh, but I thought I was gonna have to take y'all in the kitchen with me while I cook. Let me see. Sometimes they ask, what would you like to do? Yeah. And men, please don't be afraid to use Groupon and social and Living Social. Not necessarily on the first date. My ideal date is let's cook something together. Yes, I love oxtails too. I'm gonna cook some yellow rice and some vegetable. But on our second and third Groupon Living Social, something fun. See, one time I asked a woman out and planned to take her for steaks. She wanted to go to a burger place. Oh, and said, okay, save me. Yeah, because if you were taking me on a date and you said we were going to steak place, I probably would go, but I would probably, I don't eat steak. So yeah, I would be one of those cheaper dates. You could take me to a burger joint. I don't eat steaks. Um, but something I was gonna ask because something I just read. Hold on, let me see. Oh, Denise, this was what I was gonna ask. You were saying second, third date. So, ladies, this is for Denise, but also ladies. Ladies, how would you feel if he was using a coupon or Groupon on the first date? So you meet a guy. I was look. I think the camera's over here. You meet a guy, and y'all been talking, texting, and now you go on your first date, and he uses a coupon, a Groupon, a social, living social, or something on your first date. Is that cool or not? What? How do you? How would you feel about that first date? He pulls out his Groupon, social, living social, no flowers, no steaks, no watches. I was saying, yeah, we not high society up in here. We not high society up in here, Aaron. Yes, you got women up in here who don't like steak, don't like flowers, don't like watches. Aaron said, "What do y'all like? What do we like, women? What do we like? We like perfume. We like, well, some jewelry. I don't know. I don't think I want men buy me jewelry because I like specific. I mean, unless like Charles buy me Pandora, and so unless it's something specific, um, but my boyfriend is super conservative. I think I read that. I don't know if anybody want to. I don't know if anybody want to answer Stanley's question. His conservatism brought into the bedroom. What do y'all like? Oh, thank you, Stanley. I like fish and a plant, but I love candles. Okay, you love candles. Let me see. Okay, let me see. My boyfriend is super conservative, and I'm polar opposite. We get on so well, but it interferes in our sex life because his conservatism is brought into the bedroom. Any advice? Let me see. Trying to think. I ain't never had that problem. Trying to see if I even know how to address that problem. Probably conversation. Stanley, you probably have to have a conversation. I don't know. I guess that's what you have to have a conversation with your partner. Cause like I said, I ain't never had that problem, but maybe that's what it is. Have you talked to your partner and had a conversation about it? Yeah, I don't like I said I don't know, but what do we like, ladies? Aaron says, what do y'all like? Krista said that she loves a plant. Oh, okay, you like a plant. We got somebody here that like a flower or a plant, but love candles. I have to see how he uses the group. Okay, Denise says she's have to see how he uses the Groupon. She don't like cheap, but a man who looks for something fun while saving is cool. But because I don't know him yet, error on the side of caution and save the Groupon to second date. Okay, okay, okay. No flowers, but house plant. Okay, how would y'all handle it out there if you had someone conservative in the bedroom and who didn't want to try new things? Denise, how would you handle it if you had a boring partner in the bedroom who did not want to try new things? Let's help Standing out. How would you handle that? Krista, how would you handle that if you had a boring partner in the bedroom and didn't want to try new things? Even the men, you had a boring partner and you didn't want to try new things. Okay, hey, Sant, welcome back. A good question, but I don't know. Crystal says she would do magic, baby. Let me see. Good question because that is a good relationship question. how would you, other than a conversation, and to me, introducing being little steps at a time. You get somebody who's really conservative, basic in the bedroom, um, and not, experimental or whatever. It's like you can't just come out the pocket with some crazy stuff. You got to take little steps at a time. Like I love that Monica said, teach him to dance. Um, oh, let me move my finger out the way. So teach him to dance. So yeah, dancing, that's sensual, that's movement. Um, the 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 flower would have to be my friend. It's a deal. Oh, since it's a deal breaker, I would bring watches, flowers, things, and Groupon in the bed. Aaron, you crazy? Aaron, you wouldn't get none bringing all that stuff in the bed because we don't like none of that stuff. We don't like steaks. We don't like flowers. We don't like watches. We don't like perfume. We don't like none of that stuff. But I would say I'm just gonna address this. Is you have to, first of all, you have to have a conversation. You can't move too crazy or too wildly or too quickly and introduce stuff that is uncomfortable to the person. You got to use some baby steps. Baby, let's try this. Let's try that. You gotta you gotta move slowly, with that person. And maybe, like I say, doing some things outside the bedroom that loosen that person's up. Because, like she said, dancing, taking a dancing class, or even if you don't take a class, dancing with each other, to some good music, some sensual music, you know, the person needs a little drink, to loosen up, it's things like that. Let me see. This said, I am going to be honest. I can't do boring. I can do conservative. Um, um, He says I can do conversations or conservative. If he has willingness, then we can try. If he is approved, I will have to move on. It's all about a kiss for me. I have found, yes. This is right, Denise. Like I say, you don't have to be wild, and you don't have to flip. You don't have to hang from chandeliers, and you can't be approved. But can we have a conversation, and can we try some stuff? And say it again, sister. No watches or flowers. Enter in some toys and so yeah. Said thank you. Say use some toys, but you got to introduce the toys slowly now. You can you just we all grown up in here, but you just can't come up with some toy that look like that. You got to introduce some things slowly into the relationship. You got to talk about it. You got to ask. You got to don't come up with no surprises now. Like what? What is that? What is that? No. You gotta hey, I like to try this. Okay, see my little say hello to my little friend. Say hello to my little friend. I like to introduce you to my little friend. And introduce things slowly into the intimate times. Don't come up with no surprises. But yeah, play with some toys, have some conversations, find out what will relax your partner, whether it's a massage, whether it's some oils, whether it's some stuff, some smell good stuff. Especially like different oils and things like that. This is I got. Let me see what it is. It says I got ways, but my husband may see this live one day, and he may be in here, so I cannot. Oh, I love Crystal say, "Oh, he may be in here. He may be in the live." Yes, girl. And it says, one day he may be in here, so I cannot say, but honey, I got my ways. Been there before. Yes. Uh, as I don't like boring either. That would be a stay or go decision. Yes, Verna. It's a stay. It's about what can you do for life, and don't fool yourself. Don't fool yourself. If this is just too boring and too conservative, and he's not open or she's not open to some fun times, not open to some variety, then we got to make a decision. Do I stay or do I go? Is this gonna work? Can I do boring for the rest of my life? Can I do one position for the rest of my life? You got to be honest with yourself. Um, this is I don't like boring. What's this, Stanley asked for some recommendations, but Stanley, I would say, y'all, what's the name? What's the name of that? What's the name of that company where you have your little parties? What's the name of that? I was gonna tell them to consult one of those people, but I can't remember. What's the name of that? Those people that sell, when you have the little parties. I've had them. When you have the little parties and they come over and the salesperson show you some little intimate stuff. I can't remember what it's called. I don't like boring either. It says, let him know if this is going to work. You need to try something I like, and vice versa. If we really like each other, if he cannot kiss, we will not be compatible at all. I can work with willingness. I find music, giggles, talking helps. Yeah, standard. We can talk about a whole lot of foreplay. Right. I said we had an argument once because he caught me with a toy. Yeah, I don't know how some guys don't like that. See, I got you talk about a whole lot of foreplay with the whole supply batters. He didn't do the job, so I had to do it myself. Sexy games with challenges included. What if questions? Wine, yeah. Secrets, yeah, secrets. That's it, Denise. That's it. I couldn't think of it. Yeah, yeah. So secrets party. Yeah. So yes, find you could Google. Find Stanley, you could Google for find you somebody who do a secrets party. And they that helps too. They can show you how their products work. So okay you guys, we're at what, hour and a half. Anything else anybody want to talk about before we go? I enjoyed this. I enjoyed the free flow of just you all coming up with the topics or reposing a question and everybody chiming in. This has been so good, and I just love how you all talk to each other and help each other out and all of that good stuff. I noticed that it was a problem on my birthday this year. I asked if we could try a different position and he got uncomfortable and ignored me. Yeah, and you might want to, and enjoy this. Like, oh, thank you, Krista. Thank you. I enjoy you all so much. But Stanley, it may be to a deeper issue. Sometimes you don't know if somebody's dealing with sexual repression. You don't know if somebody's dealing with sexual abuse. I'm not saying that that's what it is, but sometimes it's much deeper issue, especially when they don't want to talk about it, when they clam up about even talking about it. So you might want to kind of get to the bottom of, seeing if you all can delve into just communicating about it and communicating about could be past hurts, could be, things that they tried and, either they were hurt by it or just, all kinds of things. You just never know what the person is dealing with psychologically. So that's a conversation. So it might not be just on the surface. They don't want to try anything, but it could be much deeper than that. So I'm laughing at Aaron. Tell me he's on Amazon buying watches. Aaron, you can't be laughing at our pain now. We've been traumatized by these things. We've been traumatized by flowers and traumatized by watches, and so some of us don't like steak, some of us don't like flowers, some of us But anyways, okay, you guys. Uh, I wish everyone well. I wish you all, the love that you desire and you deserve. Um, Aaron said 4 dozen roses coming for Denise, and I'm getting my steak dinner, and Verna getting her Rolex. Anyways, you guys, as usual, I say I thank you all so much. Time is precious. You can't get it back, and for you all to share this time with me is priceless to me, and I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all of the participation and the feedback and all of that good stuff. Oh, thank you, Maya. Reminding everybody to give the video a like. I'm gonna stay here for a few minutes. So everybody, thumbs up for you, girl. Thumbs up before you leave, Aaron. Thumbs up. All right, you guys. I appreciate you all. You all have a wonderful, wonderful week. Thanks for being here, and I will see you all again. Also, remind you, cut on your notifications because I'm going to be going live a little bit more often. You never know, once, twice during the week, I might pop in. I did a live the other night from my closet, 1 o'clock in the morning. Did a live from my closet, did a little closet tour. So just remind you, put on your notifications because you never know when I might pop in or what I might be talking about. But I will always be here on Monday night, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. All right, love y'all. Y'all be blessed. Oh, you were there? You were there, AJ, when I was in the closet? All right, you guys, love y'all. Y'all be blessed. Mwah. I love y'all so much. And you're always in my prayers. Y'all, come on over and see me over at So So Blessed One on Instagram. Y'all be blessed.